afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Liquid Kenobi. And before we get started, guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. So today we got some topics that we're going to talk about. Rumor of Viggo Mortensen not going to be in the Hunt for Gollum movie. We have the Supergirl trailer that we're going to be playing right now. Amanda Seyfried, I think it is, who kind of did not like Charlie Kirk, but is getting criticized of what she said about Charlie Kirk before his death and all. But everyone's got their opinion. The Warner Brothers, Paramount, Netflix situation deal. So I mean, there's things going on. So and especially with Disney bringing up an open AI to Hollywood. So without further ado, let's start off with the Supergirl trailer. So I'm gonna say this. I am not looking forward to this. I'm not looking forward to this. So you guys let me know your comments. What do you guys think of this? So without further ado, here we go. Now I am gonna do is I'm gonna try my very best to mute some of the sound music because I'm probably gonna get copyright anyways on this. But still, I'm gonna do my best. So here we go. All right. There goes the music.
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Good job, buddy.
Yep. At least I got the subtitles.
The best year yet.
Yeah, let me just.
Let's be honest, babe. It's not a very high bar to clear.
Jeez. This does have the Guardians of the Galaxy's vibe here, but still.
Okay, this does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
There's Lobo.
And everyone. And I see the truth.
I could have played the song, and I could have played the music, but I know for sure that I was going to get copyright strike for this and everything. But look, James Gunn, he likes to throw goofy stuff in the movie and everything, and this doesn't seem like to be looking goofy and everything. Because of course we had Supergirl who introduced herself in the end of Superman movie that she was being a bitch to Clark, and of course Crypto was kind of being crazy, got a crazy dog, not listening to Superman all the time, and of course the Justice Gang does not like Superman. So, and then you saw in the trailer that Crypto, what we saw in the descriptions right here, peeing on Superman's front page in the cover. You know. And then of course you got Kara being all drunk and all, as always. Like she has had a hangover and everything. And being a party girl. She doesn't like to have she doesn't like take the responsibility and everything. And then this is probably where when their planet died in Krypton, I think it was Kandor. I think Kandor was her home on what happened. And then, of course, this scene with everybody trying to get ready to fight her. Now, I will say this. She looks fit for the role. She does look fit for the role. I will give her that. And the special effects are great and all that. But still, this is like a Guardians of the Galaxy's vibe thing and Hancock put together. Then you have this guy, I forgot his name. He played, he was in the Old Guard movies. So, of course, I'm sure you heard what happened with him, that he got arrested for having a license to drive. So, he's not going to be present at all times. And then, of course, we finally, no, where is he? Let me find Lobo. Lobo's around here somewhere. Where are you, Lobo? Let me see if I can. Let me get Lobo. I'm going to try to find him. Where are you, Lobo? There you are. There's Lobo right there. Now, Jason Momoa, I wish they showed more of him and everything so we can see him, how he looks. But so far, he looks like he's got the black makeup on the eyes and all that white skin color. It does look like it. So, I mean, I think he's going to look great as Lobo, man. I think he looks good. But for this part right here with Supergirl, she finally has the outfit on. She looks better in that outfit than Superman did with the other one. But I mean, it's like this. I think what's going to happen in this movie is that she's going to be all drunk. She's not going to have the care in the world of Superman, being a hero and all that, because she feels guilt on what happened, probably what happened to Kandor in Krypton. So during that moment, she's going to have all that guilt and everything with her. But then finally, she's going to realize in the end that she's got to be the hero that she's meant to be. And I think that's what's going to happen in this movie. But am I feeling excited for it? Not really. But I am going to watch it to make my review. Now, will this do probably better than Superman? I believe so. But we'll see. We shall see about that. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, there is, but there are people out there that are kind of liking this trailer, and I'm happy for those people. Because I'm sure that those people, they read the book, they read the story of it, and I didn't. But still, I just don't like the tone of how they are introducing Supergirl. I just don't like that. The DC characters are not goofy. They are dark characters. You know? But that is DCU for you. That's James Gunn's story for you. So let's get on to our first topic of this article here. And right here, we're going to get it here. Oops. I got to bring it up. Rumor is that Viggo Mortensen is out as Aragorn, being recast in The Hunt for Gollum. Now, when I looked at this up, I was like, oh, shoot, man. But the problem is, Viggo, he is pretty old in his age. Let me see. I can look him up right now, how old he is. I mean, because I don't think he could do much in the stunts and everything. Let me see. Viggo Mortensen. Okay, here we go. He is almost 70 years old. He is 67 years old. And I don't know, man. I don't know that if he will be able to do it. But let's take a read at this article, see what we have. See what we got. In the upcoming Lord of the Rings prequel, The Hunt for Gollum, directed by Andy Serkis, it's rumored that the prominent role of Aragorn, or King Elessar, will be recast. It was initially believed that Viggo Mortensen, who played the iconic character in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, would be de-aged, especially since the actor has stated he's open to reprising the role. However, rumors are circulating, though Night Edge Media was the first to report it, that younger actors are being called for the casting of Aragorn. Several young actors have met with Serkis, but their names are not yet known. It's possible Serkis could use a similar plot device to the one used in The Hobbit, where older Bilbo tells the story of his younger self's adventures with the company of 13 dwarves. However, any scenes with older King Elisar set after the events of Return of the King remain pure speculation. Other Lord of the Rings characters who could appear in The Hunt for Gollum include Gandalf, Frodo, Bilbo, Legolas, and even King Thranduil. Production is set to begin next May in New Zealand. Regardless, if Aragorn is recast, whoever takes on the role has a very good big shoes to fill after Viggo's spectacular performance. Now, my thing is, I think what they'll do is if they find someone young that can do the fight scenes and everything, I think they would probably put a de-aged Viggo Mortensen as a facial, so that way we would see that it is actually Viggo Mortensen facial in the movie instead of a younger actor. But who knows? Who knows what they'll do? The story is The Hunt for Gollum takes place during a bit of before the events of the Fellowship of the Ring, though we did get a small glimpse of Smeagol Gollum's story when he came across the Ring of Power, which twisted his body and mind. He was made weak to sunlight, forcing him to live deep in the depths of the misty mountains for centuries. As the ring prolonged his life, the hunt of Gollum follows members of the Fellowship, particularly Aragorn or Strider, he is also known, searching for the creature. Gollum had escaped from Sauron's forces after being tortured into revealing who had the One Ring. He uttered only two words, Baggins and Shire, referring to Frodo's uncle, who came upon the ring during his previous adventure. Gollum was soon caught by Aragorn and questioned by Gandalf before he escaped once again into the mines of Moria. Now a tomb after the massacre of the dwarves of Khazad-dûm, when they awoke the Balrog. Now, I will say this. I am excited for this movie, but I read before long ago they were going to try to do it in two movies, but I think they changed it to make it into one. And really that section, because I read the story of The Hunt for Gollum. It was in the chapter in the Lord of the Rings books, because I have it right here with me. It is not that long of a chapter. It's like 2 chapters long. So it's not really a long story. So I'm sure that this movie would do well, man. But we shall see about that. So let's look at our next article here we got here. Netflix laughs at Paramount hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers. Super confident their deal will go through. So Netflix right now is just laughing it up, seeing that Paramount looking like fools, thinking that their deal will not go through. But you never know, because remember, the Warner Brothers Netflix deal has to have permission by the government, and the government by having is Donald Trump. Donald Trump has to make sure that this will do fine and do well for entertainment wise, because Netflix, you remember, and you know how they are, they will have probably their movies go out limited and force people to go watch it in their app, in their streaming store, to watch the movie. But the prices will go up. Netflix's price will indeed go up. But this will not take effect for at least 2 years from now. From 2 years from now, it will not take effect. So we'll see what happens in 2 years. Either Netflix takes over Hollywood, or it could be AI. It may not matter anymore. Hollywood has not been doing well, and it's just not great. So let's read a bit about this. Netflix has officially responded to Paramount's surprise hostile takeover bid for Warner Bros. Discovery, signaling confidence that its own agreement with Warner Bros. Discovery remains on track despite the industry shaking developments. With two legacy studios and the world's largest streamer now locked in a three-way corporate tug of war, Hollywood is bracing for one of the most consensual media fights in years. Netflix stresses confidence in its agreement with Warner Bros. Discovery. Speaking at the UBS Global Media and Communication Conference Network, co-CEO Ted Sarandos said that the company fully expected today's move from Paramount and expressed unwavering confidence in the deal already announced between Netflix and Warner Bros. Discovery. Sarandos described the agreement as positive for shareholders, for consumers, and for workers across the entertainment industry, emphasizing that Netflix believes it is well positioned to complete the process. Today's move was entirely expected. We have a deal done, and we are incredibly happy with the deal. We're super confident we're going to get it across the line and finish. Netflix is also assuring observers that the company intends to maintain theatrical releases for major Warner Brothers titles, a point meant to calm concerns that a streaming-first model might just prioritize cinema entirely. The message is clear. Netflix wants to project stability at a moment when its rivals appear unsettled. We'll see. We'll see, man, because I can tell you this right now. Netflix made a promise, but we don't know if they're going to keep that promise. Now, of course, Warner Brothers, they have a deadline until the 19th to respond. So let's see. Let's see what we have right here. Warner Brothers board has acknowledged receipt of the unsolicited Paramount bid and says it will evaluate the offer and respond within 10 business days by December 19th. The timeline now became crucial as shareholders, analysis, and rival studios wait to see which direction Warner Bros. Discovery leadership will lean. Given the board's prior alignment with Netflix's proposal, Paramount faces an uphill fight. A hostile takeover is a risky maneuver, and even with a higher price, there are no guarantees shareholders will rarely behind it. So yeah, Netflix right now, they believe they got the upper hand right now, but Paramount, they throw in $104 billion to get this thing, because Netflix, however, as you know, they're not going to go for the other studios. All they want is the movies and the shows. They don't want a CNN. They don't want the other networks, and they are not interested in Warner Brother games. They believe it's a waste of time. They believe that their Warner Brother games are worthless. And that's what Netflix said. But we don't know that until we see it with our own eyes. That is what has been talked about in these articles. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on here with this. But like I said, this is becoming way out of hand whatsoever. So let's get the next one. Now, we already discussed about the Supergirl movie and everything. We already discussed about Supergirl, but the way that the poster came out, when you had Superman going out there, you had the truth, justice, the American way that's supposed to be, but I think in Superman's poster was truth, justice, and the humanity way, I think, or the human way. The human way, I think it was. Humanity way. But then in this poster of Supergirl, you got truth, justice, whatever. It's like that Supergirl doesn't care about being a hero, but it's like this. I don't know. I'm a little worried about this Supergirl movie. I'm a little worried about it. I'm still going to watch it to make my review and see if this movie does well. Maybe it'll do better. Maybe it'll do better than Superman. Or maybe it won't. All I gotta say is we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see how this goes in the box office. So let's see. We got bring up the other article. Let's see. But yeah, like I said, it may not be promising. All right. So here we are with this article right here. Amanda Seyfried refuses to apologize for blasting Charlie Kirk after his death. I'm free to have an opinion. Now, Amanda, she does not like Charlie Kirk of what he has said during his tours going around campuses and all that. But as I read this article, she didn't say nothing about Charlie Kirk's death. She did not mock his death. She did not say anything bad about him. She didn't even say, I hope you and your family rot or anything like that. She didn't say none of that. She didn't say none of that. So, here we go. This is what she has said during her part. Amanda Seyfried commented on his death with a terse assessment that he was hateful. This sparked backlash online from conservatives who believed the actress was suggesting his killing was warranted, which she later clarified that it was not her intent. So here it is. I'm not fucking apologizing for that. I mean, for fuck's sake, I commented on one thing. I said something that was based on actual reality and actual footage and actual quotes. What I said was pretty damn factual. I'm free to have an opinion, of course. So she said he was hateful, meaning that before his death, he did not like there's parts that he did not like what he said, about humanity and all that and faith. But she has not said anything bad after that. So she said also, she replied, thank God for Instagram. I was able to give some clarity, and it was about getting my voice back because I felt like it had been stolen and recontextualized, which is what people do, of course. So Seinfeld's earlier clarification on Instagram was more measured but still firm. I don't want to add fuel to the fire. I just want to be able to give clarity for something so responsibly taken out of context. Spirited discourse, isn't that what we should be having? We are forgetting the nuances of humanity. I can get angry about misogyny and racist rhetoric, and also very much agree with Charlie Kirk's murder was absolutely disturbing and deplorable in every way imaginable. No one should have to experience this level of violence. This country is grieving too many senseless and violent deaths and shootings. Can we agree on that at least? So right now, so like I said, I mean, Amanda's going through a lot right now. The people that are backlashing at her, and like I said, so far, what it looks like in this article, she did not say nothing. She did not mock his death or anything like that. She didn't mock his death or none of that. She just did not like his speech pattern during his tours. Everyone's got their own opinion on that part. Now, for her to mock Charlie Kirk's death, that's a totally different story. That's a totally different story. But for her to say, so she has her opinion, though. She has her opinion of what she says. So people need to remember that. Now, if you mock the death of somebody, that's totally different. So let's see here. Let's check out this next article that we got. Now, speaking of the Warner Brothers Netflix Paramount deal, and like I said, the only way that the Warner Brothers deal and Netflix deal will go through, you got to get through the government, which is through Trump. Trump signals he'll oppose any Warner Brothers deal that doesn't remove current CNN leadership. So, of course, Netflix, They don't want CNN. They only want the IPs, the movies and television shows. That's what they want. Because right now Netflix has got a hold of Harry Potter, DC, Dune. What else? Ooh. I swear, my Warner Brothers memory is not very good. But like I said, I mean, this is big. This is very big. So let's take a read at this. President Trump has now placed himself squarely in the center of the escalating battle for Warner Brothers, telling business leaders at the White House that the acquisition of the company must include a change in ownership at CNN. His remarks introduced a significant new political variable into the ongoing bidding war between Netflix and Paramount Skydance. By comments, his first reported by Bloomberg, President Trump said he would not support a Warner Brothers deal that allows the current management of CNN to continue operating. His language was blunt, a reflection of long-standing grievance with the network. I think that any deal should. It should be guaranteed and certain that CNN is part of it or sold separately, Trump said. He continued by criticizing the current leadership of CNN, saying, I don't think the people that are running that company right now and running CNN, which is a very dishonest group of people, I don't think that should be allowed to continue. Trump added, I think CNN should be sold along with everything else. Right. But of course, Netflix doesn't want CNN. It's right here. They don't want it. So Paramount does. Paramount wants CNN because they know, because and of course Paramount Skydance are friends with Donald Trump, the Trump administration. Paramount wants to make CNN into a conservative network. Just like Barry Wise, who is now taking control of CBS, they want that to be done. And that'll be a good change for news networks, a good start. But it's like I said, if Netflix doesn't get this deal with CNN, Trump's going to decline it. Trump will decline this in a heartbeat. And I can guarantee you people, it will happen. This will happen. And like I said, I mean, it's a matter of time. But we will know of this in a couple years. In a couple years, we will know about this. If the Netflix Warner Brothers deal will go through. But immediately, if Trump declines this, that means Warner Brothers Discovery is going to have to get another deal going on. And like I said, Paramount has got the best deal right now. They threw in $104 billion. Taking over the Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders. And it may possibly go through. Now, will it go through? I don't know. We don't know what they're doing. But I can tell you right now, if they do go through with this, if Trump lets this pass, it'll be the end. It'll mean a lot of jobs will be gone in Hollywood and in movie theaters. Because of course, if anybody with a brain has got Netflix and they know how Netflix works, people are going to think about, you know what? I'm not going to go to the theater, waste my money on food, on snacks. I'm not going to buy a ticket that's going to be expensive and sit with total strangers. I'm going to stay home, comfortable couch, have my food right in front of me, and invite my friends to watch this $40 a month of free movies to watch, especially a new release movie. Take your pick. Because Netflix really does not really need the movies. They really don't need Hollywood, to be honest. But it's like I said, but for people not to lose jobs, because everybody hates the Netflix ordeal with Warner Brothers. They hate it. Hollywood hates it, and so does the Directors Guild. They both hate this. And a lot of people around YouTube, Rumble, and Kick, I'm sure they hate it also. Now, for me, on the other hand, I'd rather have AI. Because AI, if you've watched in many entertainments on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, on Twitter, AI has been dominating on fan films, like Star Wars fan films. If you watch some of the Star Wars fan films, if you watched some of the intros of Marvel shows like X-Men, or He-Man or anything, I think in a couple of years also, if Netflix doesn't get it, I think AI will come in to Hollywood and take over. It's a possibility that it could happen. It is a possibility. Let me see if I got anybody tuning in to my show, which is okay. I mean, I do my best. All right. Let's get on to this last article of the day, which I'm going to be reading. Disney OpenAI deal stuns Hollywood, a $1 billion investment, Sora licensing, and a new era of fan-created Disney content. Now, it's like I said, you've got people already having AI and using it on fan films, which have done much better than what we've seen in Hollywood. We've seen it done in commercials. We've seen it done in memes. We've seen it done everywhere. I mean, I can show you some things right now. Let me show you some of the things that I have gotten so far in my bookmarks. I'm gonna open up right here. Oh, never mind. See, right here, for example. All right. All right, before I read this article, I'm going to show you some things that what I'm talking about. See some of this AI stuff right here? So here we go. Now, I'm sure you recognize some of these guys from YouTube and everything. There's Epic Mike being Wario, Fear the Beardo being Waluigi. You got Phil Eggroll, who's being Toad. Ryan Kennel Archaeopoulos being that wizard, that Moonball wizard. I mean, look, it's pretty good. And here is the Mushroom Kingdom, the movie. And here we go. You got Drunk 3PO, or I say Don 3PO, being Mario. Dan Vass being Luigi. Jeremy Prime, D-Day Cobra being Donkey Kong. And then over here you got X-Wing being Bowser. My Nerdy Home being Princess Toad. Krista Nova being Daisy. And then this one, bro. Zelchoid being Rosalina. Now, this is from Treebeer. Shout out to Treebeer, man. He always does these designs, and it's very well done, bro. But like I said, with so much doing. Now, here's another one with Treebeer. Here it is. I mean, look. It's not that great when you look at close, but...
I'm retarded?
But like I said, I mean... With all this happening right now, with all the AI that's going on, you guys gotta think, man. Do you think that'll do better in Hollywood? I mean, if you could imagine with original the actors that are young, during their prime, you can copy their prime and put it into these new movie titles. like John McClane, Dutch from Predator, the Terminator, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo making new Star Wars movies, Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt, John Wick. You know, it's possible. But, of course, you have to get permission from these actors if that's what you want to do, to create their own facials. But, like I said, AI is dangerous, but awesome at the same time. So let's read what Disney's proposal is here. Let's take a read. At a time in which everyone has an opinion, let me just bring out these chat pages just in case if someone wants to ever talk. All right. Yeah, I can't get it up there. So, the newly announced Disney OpenAI partnership marks one of the most ambitious moves by Walt Disney Company in years. A step that blends corporate strategy, streaming ambitions, and next-generation technology into a single blockbuster agreement. And it arrives at a moment when Disney desperately needs a win in innovation while navigating one of its most challenging eras. So, what they mean is, most of their Disney projects on movies and shows have been not doing great on viewers and box offices. I mean, look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe. After 2020, they've been flopping all the way. Every movie they have brought out there has been flopping, except for No Way Home, that was done by Sony Marvel. And then, of course, you got Deadpool and Wolverine. But now their latest movie that's coming out next year is going to be Avengers Doomsday. Now, with the budget that is out there, how crazy this budget is, I don't know if this movie's going to make it to over $1 billion. It needs over $1 billion to make a profit because it's out of the country. If they bring it into in the United States, the tariffs are going to kick in. You know, you've got the marketing, you got the cast, and you got the cost of movie theaters that you got to pay for. Whew, it's going to cost a lot of money. And then, of course, you had projects in Disney Plus shows that have not been doing well, especially for Star Wars. Because right now, next year, you got The Mandalorian Grogu coming out. I'm a little skeptical of that one. I will watch it to make my review on it. But I don't think it's going to make... I don't know. It'll probably do well, probably in the box office to help them out a bit. But we'll see. We'll see. So, let's read more of this article and see what you guys think so far. All right, so here we go. Disney bets big $1 billion investment in OpenAI. According to the announcement, Disney is committing a massive $1 billion equity investment in OpenAI, along with warrants for additional equity. This is certainly not a casual experiment. It's a statement about where Disney believes the future of entertainment is headed. This investment of positive positions Disney as a leading player in generative AI development while giving OpenAI a powerful creative partner with the largest character library on Earth. Sora gains access to 200 plus Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars characters. So as you can see, Sora is one of these OpenAIs, and they have control of everybody, of almost every character that Disney has created. And you can see the list right here above. It gives fans the ability to craft fast, shareable animations featuring some of the most valuable IP on the planet, something Disney has never allowed at this scale. On the key boundary, no talent likeness or voices are included. The characters are licensed, but real actors' identities remain off limits. Disney Plus to showcase curated Sora-generated shorts, One of the biggest surprises Disney Plus will feature curated selections of Sora generated fan inspired videos. This blurs the line between studio crafted content and audience created works in a way no major entertainment platform has attempted. So it looks like Disney Plus is going to make a show about actual fan base creating AIs of Disney characters. Disney, Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, whatever. But this has been happening already for so long. So I believe Disney's going to probably tell them that, hey, these characters are not free. You got to cough up. Because I think that's what they're going to do. While streaming grows tightening, this gives Disney Plus something no competitor has. A piling of rapid low-cost creative material driven by its audience imagination. Sora and ChatGPT images are expected to begin generating content with these characters in early next year. Bob Iger and Sam Altman framed the deal as a responsible AI milestone. Bob Iger emphasized the historic nature of the announcement. Technological innovation has continually shaped the evolution of entertainment, bringing together Disney's iconic stories and characters with OpenAI's groundbreaking technology puts imagination and creativity different into the hands of Disney fans. Yeah, but I'm sure you're going to charge them. I'm sure you're going to charge these people after that. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman echoed the sentiment. Disney is the global gold standard for storytelling. This agreement shows how AI companies and creative leaders can work together responsibly to promote innovation that benefits society. Both companies highlight commitments to safety, creative rights, and protections against harmful content, likely in effort to calm creators nervous about AI's growing role in media production. Disney will use OpenAI APIs to build new products and tools. Beyond licensing terms, Disney is becoming a major OpenAI customer, deploying ChatGPT internally and exploring new products and experiences for Disney Plus subscribers. I tell you, man, I don't know. Now, it's like I said, AI is coming. AI is coming to Hollywood. But the problem is, bro, if Disney's gonna try to charge fans on doing AI stuff, I mean, this has already been done. This already started years ago. Years ago, this started. Slowly, the AI wasn't that great, but eventually, it has become superb. It has become fantastic. So, do I think that this is gonna change things? No, I don't think it's gonna change anything. But like I said, with all this AI happening right now, with everything that is going on, it is a possibility that in 2 years' time, AI will officially take over Hollywood. And that's gonna cost a lot of jobs. Jobs for Hollywood for studios and jobs for movie theaters. Well, maybe not movie theaters, because we'll get to watch iconic characters. I mean, we may watch an Indiana Jones movie with an artificial Indiana Jones of Harrison Ford. We may watch Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. We may watch a new Conan movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. We may watch another Rambo movie with Sylvester Stallone. We may watch a Tom Hanks movie. Tom Cruise. Chris Pratt. Anything. We may watch an actual AI movie or TV show happen in our very eyes. And we may not be able to tell the difference between if it's AI or not. But like I said, time will tell with Hollywood, man. So that's going to be it for my video showcase. Those of you that watched, I would appreciate it very much for you guys watching. You know, it means a lot, you know. I would like for you guys to do me one little favor, is to please share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel. And be sure to check out the links below in the description. And also, I will be doing later on, I will be doing a game stream later on. I will be continuing Splinter Cell. So stay tuned for that. So without further ado, you guys have a wonderful day. And I will be seeing you all